So as you kind of have to just realize, look at all these are all pharmaceutical drugs. Every single time someone wants to clean up their act and get over their addictions and dump their chemicals down the drain, or they get busted and dump their chemicals down the toilet, where do you think all those chemicals go? They go into our municipal water system, and then that municipal water system gets recycled back to us. So we're constantly being microdosed, and no one talks about this stuff. They just throw shit into our municipal water systems, and because it's clear and it comes out, the tap water, they say it's safe. No, it is not safe, and we're constantly being microdosed. And they make a big deal when you want to microdose some mushrooms or acid. It's crazy. Absolutely freaking crazy. Anyways, Drops of Balance converts these chemicals that are water soluble back to sulfated minerals. So once again, you got to think about all these incomplete chemical reactions in these fertilizer bottles. And once you treat your water and then add those incomplete chemical reactions, they get converted back to sulfated minerals, which then boost your entire trace mineral count in your system, which then, once again, is going to unlock the full potential of the plant. So let's talk about this a little bit more. Drops of Balance is a concentrated mineral solution that increases the amount of trace minerals in your ecosystem. It removes toxins. So remember, the toxins and the incomplete chemical reactions is actually what shuts down your microbiology. So one of the best things you could possibly do for your microbiology to get it reestablished is to just clean the environment of all the man-made chemicals. And one of the best ways to do that is to use a product that converts the man-made chemicals back to sulfated minerals, which creates a healthy environment for the microbiology to come back into the environment or to wake back up because they've been shut down and are dormant. So there's two laws that are incredibly important to understand. Schaefer's law of tolerance states that the presence and success of an organism depends on the completeness of an entire ecosystem. So what that basically means, the absence or failure of an organism is normally caused by deficiency or excess of minerals, which forces the organism to reach its limit of tolerance. So if some of your minerals are not being 100% available because the microbiology is shut down, other things begin to cause problems. And what we do is we solve the problem by chelating the mineral or by adjusting your pH. But all those things are very short-term solutions to the problem. It forces you to come back in the next day and adjust something again and adjust something again because we are shutting down our microbiology. And instead of looking at the plant and seeing, okay, our plant is telling us that we are having some type of a mineral deficiency or a mineral lockout, what we end up doing is misidentifying the symptom for the problem. And so what we do is we go buy a product to solve that symptom, but we're not solving the problem. And so we add that product in, it might create a short-term solution. But what that does is it just increases the salt content of one solution, causing the limit of tolerance to play into effect with you in your grow. The next law is the law of minimum. It is an idea that was popularized in agriculture science by Justice von Lingberg. It states that the growth is controlled not by the total amount of resources available, but by the scarcity. So what that's saying here is that a lot of times we want to add in more nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. We want to go in that direction. But what's actually happening is that the least smallest trace mineral in our environment is actually what's controlling the unlocking of all the rest. So if we can realize what trace mineral is the lowest on it and increase it, what that's going to do is that's going to allow the release of all the other minerals in more abundance. And by doing that, you're going to have an increase in yield, quality, terpenes, all the way across the board. And as you can see here, you have your plant releases its sugars, the sugars communicate to the microbiology, the microbiology goes out and retrieves the minerals that the plant is asking for. The bacteria in the environment create the coenzyme that make the minerals available, and then with the coenzyme and the minerals now bonded together, the microbiology then brings those bioavailable nutrients back into the plant. It is so easy to get sold on the marketing and the fancy pictures and all the cool stuff that they throw out there. But the hard part is to actually turn that bottle around, take a picture of it, go home, and research it for yourself. And then just kind of ask yourself a couple questions. If something doesn't make sense, read it to someone else or have someone else read it to you. And if it doesn't really resonate with you, I would suggest you probably don't buy the bottle. Don't get caught up in the marketing. Try to understand what's kind of going on with the product. What are the core values of the company? What are the core values of the owners, if you can find that out? The key to having a perfect grow is making decisions in line with your core values day in and day out. So that at the end of your grow, when you harvest your food or you smoke your bud, you're happy and you're going to be able to stand behind your product. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a great grow, everyone. Wait! What are you buying retail for? Become a member and go direct to the manufacturer as low as $50 a month. Learn more below.